So I'm supposed to be the guy to come up and follow the psychic and the genius Tesla guy who also happens to be a hands-on healer, and the two beautiful women talking about sex. Thanks, guys.
You can handle it.
Don't laugh, Mr.
So I've actually gone through, she said this was going to be a surprise for you guys. Well, this whole talk is pretty much a surprise for me too, because over the course of today, hearing the awesome speeches that have been given so far, I've reworked this whole thing in my head, so I've just kind of gone intuitive for a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight. So I think it's going to be fun, and I hope you guys get a lot out of it. So let me adjust this thing.
Yeah.
This one? There we go. Okay.
And the other one that you moved?
Has to be
on
over
the left side?
That's, there you go.
Okay, there we go. And we've got, everybody can see that? Okay, so I wanted to recap, what did we talk about today? That's kind of the general theme. And that's the one that's on everyone's mind. Thank you. So, the first thing we talked about was getting in touch with our intuitive abilities, our own innate hidden talents. And then we went on to what is energy? How does it work? What's the nature of it? And then we talked about an interesting and fun way to build more energy. I'm going to bring in as much of these three different elements as I can with this talk. And this isn't indicative.
It's training. You don't even need it.
Yeah, I like it though. It makes me feel good. Yeah. All right, so this talk is called being an open channel. Is that right? Somebody tell me what's it called? It says in the
Being an open channel.
being an open channel.
Remaining in the energy flow.
Remaining in the energy flow. Being an open channel. So an open channel of what?
Energy.
Thank you. Good. So we're going to talk about how to be an open channel of energy. Because everything that we talked about today has to do with being open to the flow of energy. We talked about the nature of what energy is, and ultimately, if you've got a broken wire, or a wire that's twisted, or let's say a hose, for instance, that's kinked, the water's not going to flow through it, right? So how do we get the energy flowing? Well, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to use another term for energy as we talk about this. I'll use them synonymously, but what else, what's another word that you can use for energy? What's a type of energy as it expresses itself?
Information.
Okay, good. What else? There's one in particular.
Creativity?
It's coming in through the window there.
Light.
Good. Light. So, we're going to talk a lot about light because this is a theme through all ancient teachings, and it's representative of energy. So, light. What does it mean to be of the light? It's not a rhetorical question. Give me an answer here. What do you guys think?
To have and express the same qualities of light.
Good. I like that. What else?
It's to be in touch with your inner essence, your divinity.
To attract moths?
What was that?
Don't say that behind me.
Thank you. Clarity, beauty, truth. Positive virtues. Excellent. I think you're talking about the characteristics that she was talking about. She was saying that to be of the characteristics of light.
To raise your vibration.
Excellent.
Lighten up.
Excellent. To lighten up. That is an excellent statement, actually. That is a very, very good metaphor. See, a lot of the things that we say in our language have a lot more meaning than we give them credit. And to lighten up doesn't just mean to what we think it means. I mean, it's an expression, right? To lighten up. But what does that mean? It means to let go of stuff, and it means to lighten, to enlighten, to shine more brightly. It's a good one. I like that a lot. So, So we're not really going to be talking about anything really significant today. It's mostly just going to be about the meaning of life. And I think this can be summed up in a phrase. And the phrase is, bear with me here, it's a little bit long. It is, I iho ana o luna, I pi'i ana o la'au, I huna ana na makoa, e kui ana ka pai. And I think that sums it up pretty good. I'm done. Thanks, everybody.
Aloha.
So one of the forms of wisdom that I've studied and I've gained a lot of value from myself is the Hawaiian shamanistic tradition called huna. You guys have heard of kahuna? Like the big kahuna? Yeah. So a kahuna means someone who was practicing huna. Actually, a kahuna could be anyone who was a specialist of any kind. Because you could have a kahuna of hut building or a kahuna of surfing. And huna is their tradition of spirituality, esoteric tradition. And this phrase is their condensed version of the purpose and meaning of life. I'm going to give it to you in English now. And it says, you guys can write it down if you want to. I'm going to give you a summarized version afterwards. So it says, bring down that which is above by means of the light. To ascend and take from darkness into light that which is below by means of light. Those two are really important. I'm going to give that. So to bring down that which is above by means of the light. Down from above. Does this sound like anything else we've heard?
Yeah.
To ascend and take from darkness into light that which is below by means of the light. Those are the first two lines. The next two lines are, this will transform the spiritual energy as it flows from the source and integrates everything. And the word for everything actually was all the islands, because they used the islands as a metaphor for the world and yourself. The islands inside you is what it meant. Giving you peace. This will affect you profoundly and change your life, bringing illumination. And you will feel the delightful, supreme bliss. So notice the similarity between that and the phrase that I brought up and Steve brought up, and it's been brought up a number of times lately, which is the idea of that which is above is like that which is below. And that which is below is like that which is above. This idea that we can, the way I like to say it is that you can learn the nature of things by looking at nature. And vice versa. You can learn about nature by looking at the nature of things. So this is the premise behind things like sacred geometry. This is the premise behind any of the things that we study and how they can apply to many different areas in our life. It's why we can get wisdom from these strange sources. I mean, one of the things that I loved is that I heard once was the most profound things that we hear tend to be the most simple. Isn't that true? The most profound things tend to be the most simple. Why is that?